Hi there, folks. Today, I'd like to share with you a few thoughts on prayer and the Holy Spirit, but rather, the Holy Spirit and prayer. I say that because the Holy Spirit necessarily precedes prayer. Without the Holy Spirit, Christian prayer is impossible. In fact, everything about the Christian life is impossible without the Holy Spirit. The Catechism has over 100 paragraphs that speak of the role and importance of the Holy Spirit. But today we want to focus on the Holy Spirit in relation to prayer. As you know, prayer is the lifeblood of our spiritual life. Without regular, preferably daily prayer, our relationship with the Lord weakens and in time begins to wither up, much like the seed that falls on the footpath and doesn't take root. If we don't firmly establish and maintain a life of prayer, we'll have difficulty making any spiritual progress, and if we give up prayer altogether, we risk that the life of Christ in us will literally die. When it comes to prayer, there is a fundamental truth we have to come to grips with. On our own, we don't even know where to begin. We learn in Paul's letter to the Romans that we need the Holy Spirit to help us in our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we ought. That's the bottom line. If we're to become men and women of prayer, we need to be on really good terms with the Holy Spirit. The Catechism calls the Holy Spirit the Master of prayer. It also asserts that without the Holy Spirit, it's impossible to communicate with Christ. And if ever we needed believers to be in touch with the Lord, it's now. Meaning, every one of us needs the Holy Spirit more than ever. Our day-to-day lives are being turned upside down with this pandemic. The whole world is reeling because of it, and it's taking a toll on us all. Let's face it. People are losing jobs. Divorce and domestic violence are on the rise. We heard in a recent news report that in Quebec, suicide attempts, especially among teenagers, have more than doubled in recent months. Not to mention the fear and anxiety about contracting the virus and the suffering and heartache of those who have and their families. Then we have the lockdowns to deal with. At a time when we need God more than ever, we're pretty much confined to our homes and can't gather for the Eucharist or any form of actual physical communal prayer and worship for that matter. You know, in chatting with many of you, we're hearing about your struggles with prayer. If you've been following the Lord for any length of time, you know about hitting a wall, prayer drying up, being more difficult, even developing an aversion to prayer. That's normal. In fact, it's a good sign. Truly, all the saints have experienced that and can help guide us through those dark seasons to a deeper union with the Lord. But we need to stay with it. Keep praying. Have you ever thought to ask the Lord for the gift of prayer? That's what Father Bob did. He freely admitted to having been a priest for years before he began to pray. That's the gift he asked for when he was baptized in the Holy Spirit. He prayed, "Lord, I'll accept any and all gifts you want to give me, but you have to give me the gift of prayer. I can't possibly become the priest you want me to become if I don't become a man of prayer." And the Holy Spirit sure came through for him. Prayer became the foundation of everything he did after receiving that gift. And look what the Lord did through him and through his priesthood. So call upon the Holy Spirit. Turn to him. Seek him. Ask for the gift of prayer. God desires to give you that gift far more than you could ever desire it yourself. He longs to set us all on fire with love for him and for his beloved children. And through us, he wants to touch the lives of others and draw them to himself. How's that for good news in the midst of pretty dark days? Oh, come, Holy Spirit.